Good morning. Today's rad reflection is inspired by many of y'all out there, some of you who've reached out to me and communicated what you're going through, and the need for us to allow ourselves to grieve, to process emotions, to let the tears flow, as you will. Crying is healthy, it's natural, it's cleansing. In fact, the first thing that I do in the morning is I clean out the monkey glands to induce tears that clear out the tear ducts, because we need to move all these fluids, water in motion, which is related to our emotions, and we're meant to move energy. That's where, if we don't allow emotions to surface and guide us and process, then they get lodged in our physical body. We are not our emotions, yet we hold on to them for dear life. That it's so, oh, I'm supposed to feel this, but you don't let it process fully and sit with it and ask, what is this trying to teach me? Allowing yourself to really get into whatever that feeling is. Sometimes you need to go through anger and express yourself. And there are healthy ways to do that. Sometimes you have to go through, let's say the other extreme is extreme joy, and you have to let yourself just be in that creative flow. But the biggest one we've been taught we shouldn't do is to cry tears. Tears are so healthy. How many of you, when you were growing up, heard, don't cry, it's a sign of weakness? You're a crybaby. Oh, if you cry, you're not strong. Do you know the stronger you are, the more willing you are to allow yourself to cry? It takes courage. And it also is a vulnerability. And that should be admired and revered in yourself and in others. And one of the things that we are taught in Kundalini Yoga is we are hands-off. We don't touch, adjust people. We allow people to process and have their own experiences, whether it be in asanas and postures, or when someone starts crying in a class. You hold them in that space and allow them to process. You don't walk over. I know it's a natural thing, especially us women. We want to console, we want to embrace, because that's our need to feel comfortable, because sometimes someone else's tears make you feel uncomfortable in yourself, and you want to make them comfortable to feel more comfortable for yourself. But believe it or not, whatever comes up for you, whether you're the person crying or the person who's inspired or triggered into tears, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for cleansing, for processing. Maybe there was a time when you were younger, you were interrupted in mid-cry. See, this is one of the things they don't teach you. If someone tries to stop that process, you may be hindering their growth and their ability to ride the wave, to capture whatever it is that was coming up. I say feel it to heal it, because most of the time in our lives, we aren't allowed to process through full completion. We have so many loose ends, so many interrupted opportunities throughout our lives where we could have possibly gleaned insight about ourselves through our bodies and our emotions. But instead they were interrupted, stopped, cut off. And so just like anything, like I was saying, energy needs to move through the body, the fluid, right? Emotion, energy in motion needs to continue to move. We're not meant to hold on to anything. We're meant to allow things to move through us and feel it. You need to feel it fully to heal it fully. And tears are the most beautiful blessing. If you need to grieve, honor that. If you have tears of joy, celebrate that. Celebrate it all, actually, because they're all huge milestones. And they're all contributing to your life living in fullness. I myself yesterday took time to grieve. I took some time to really cry. Because maybe when I was younger, I didn't feel my needs were important enough. And I have had a hard time crying over the years. I've learned better. I've learned how, because my emotions were a little shut down. I was numbed. And that in itself shows that if I was numb and feeling pain, then I was numb and feeling fully in my joy too. So if you're disallowing yourself to feel the pain, the crap, the whatever, then you're also cutting yourself off from feeling the fullness and the richness of life and being in your joy. Don't worry about what people think. It's none of your business, nor is it theirs of yours. Allow yourself to experience fully without putting judgment on it or holding back. Processing is an internal job, and only you can do it. Nobody can tell you what's right or wrong for you. And so the strength is in embracing and harnessing it, because there is that wave, and if you're willing to ride it, then you're going to find yourself on the top of it. But you just got to allow it. So let those tears flow, baby. Get into that movement. It's a precious blessing. It's a gift. So never be ashamed of crying. Your tears are just as beautiful as your smiles. And the more you allow yourself to cry, sometimes you have to cry in different stages to process certain experiences. Maybe the grieving of a lost, losing someone, like losing my mother. It comes for me in stages. And that's because you don't know what it's going to take to get to that point where you feel fully healed. And maybe those tears turn to tears of joy. And I have tears of joy with her too. It's all beautiful. It's all perfect. I've heard it said that if you are a mother and you lose a child, you need to allow yourself that time to grieve and to know that you need to tear, you need to cry, the equivalent of at least a bathtub before you're even going to be close to that healing. And that could be said for anyone or anybody. So, let's see what the cards say. I'm going to pull two. All right, so here we go. First, you are adored. Don't be fooled by the players, and don't be fooled by yourself. There's no more lovable nor loved than you. And I know everyone. Love, precious, the universe. Is that not gorgeous? Don't be fooled by your own mind. Don't be fooled by the conditionings. Question everything you think you know and everything you do know. Question it all, because that's what life is about, is exploring, researching, being in amazement, in awe of it all, and prepare to be astounded. Send them love, wish them peace, see them happy, everyone, always, forever, and prepare to be astounded. The universe. P.S. Oh man, and will you ever become a big-time manifester? Let go of those attachments. When you allow those tears to flow, you allow yourself to glow, right? So then it also brightens you up more, because you're releasing something so that you can be more of you. So have an amazing day. I love you very much. Now go out and play.